Alright. Hello everyone, this is Sonic Goon, coach of the Weyard Wailord for SKL Season 9. This is my Week 2 match against jGohan, coach of the Puerto Rico Stuffuls. He's a very phenomenal battler. His Week 1 match, he won 5-0, and he pretty much was just making the right plays the entire game. So, going into this match, I'm just like, man, his team's obnoxious to deal with. He has Klefki, Talonflame, Roserade, which he brought, and then he also had like Slowbro, uh, Rockhead, Tyrantrum, and, like things of that nature, just in like all on his team. So like no matter what, I'm just gonna have to like guess right on what Pokemon he brings. I wasn't expecting Machamp at all, but actually looking back at my team, like it actually does quite a bit of work. And then he also has Mega Blastoise just because it exists. But I don't really. I think this is literally just here for Rapid Spin. I don't see this Mon doing anything else this game. So, just looking at lead matchups, I choose to lead my Heatran, which is just offensive leftovers with enough speed to outspeed most Pokemon on his team, or most Pokemon that like are under its speed amount, because it's like 77, so it sits at that weird range that like certain Pokemon can't hit. So just to get right into the match, I lead Heatran here just because I need rocks, because Talonflame exists and he leads Exploud, and I'm stupid as hell because I get rocks down and he just hidden power grounds me and kills me. According to him, that crit matters, but I'm not really sure because Splat has a pretty strong attack stat, special attack stat anyway. So I feel like that was just a roll on the crit, maybe not like rocks down. I was really willing to get rid of to sack my Heatran here, but but like looking back on this, I'm really beating myself up because I have Sash Cloyster. I could have very easily led Cloyster, put down spikes or something, and then outsped it the next turn, and then blew up on the sixth cloud, and then it'd just be death fodder for anything else. As he'll later reveal to me, this is the only Pokemon on his team that had hidden power on it. So like, I'm just seeing hidden power ground, and I'm just like, okay, Roserade has hidden power fire. Like, there's no way that if this is the ground one, this is the one that has hidden power fire. There's just literally no way. So that's what I'm kind of going through this entire game, thinking like that his Roserade is like hidden power fire, sludge bomb, grass move, leech seed or something in the back. So I'm just kind of thinking that, okay, all right, I lose my thing. I don't really have much I can do about that. So I go Rotom, and I click the yellow color, and I get this para. I have no idea why Rotom is just getting the luck of a god. In my first week match, it got 2 crits that like were just why. Like it keeps getting like so many things just crits. Missed, like it's hitting all of its moves. It hasn't missed yet. It's dodged moves. It's gotten crits. It's gotten full paras. This Pokemon's just super lucky for me. So like, I get the Hydro Pump and he gets another full para. It's just unfortunate because now his Exploud is dead if I hit another Hydro Pump. But I'm gonna click a Thunderbolt here, I think, because it's 100% accurate. I outspeed. This is fine. So I click Thunderbolt, and there goes that. So at this point, I'm kind of like, okay, I guess the crit matters if he's like this sure about it. So I'm fine with me getting the 2 paras and then hitting my Hydro Pump to like kind of win this back, because I was in a really bad streak because I didn't really have much that could just get rid of this Exploud off the field. The Exploud also learns Fire Blast and Flamethrower, I believe, so it wasn't even like I could go Scizor to be like, oh, you don't have hidden power fire, and run in front of his face, because then it would blow me away. So yeah, I really should have scouted for HP round, to be honest, and just led Cloyster, but I was just so scared of Talonflame because lead Talonflame just puts in a lot of work. Here he goes Roserade. I have to switch into Whimsicott, and here he reveals that he's Sleep Powder, which I'm fantastic, just kind of sitting here now. So I'm going to get my Moonblast off, because I'm like, I'm Endeavored Whimsicott, I mean, like, sure, having this for Blastoise would be great, but it doesn't really do much, and plus you have Bullet Punch Machamp in the back, as well as Talonflame with Gale Wings, so, and not even really just Gale Wings, it just outspeeds me, so I'm fine losing Whimsicott here. I'm just going to not allow him to Sleep Powder anything on my team, because I'm Sash, so I don't really care. So here, if I predicted this, actually no, I could predict it because I outspeed it, so I have to Endeavor here. Now it's at 1%. Giga Drains me. Oh no, it literally heals nothing. So now it's at a 7% thing. I get in Scizor for free. Mostly because I'm thinking at this point, he's going to have to switch, or he's going to have to click on HP Fire, and now he's just guaranteed dead. And instead he goes into Machamp. Machamp took 41% from this. That was with Mega. If I had SD'd there, I think I lose because this has Dynamic Punch. And I wouldn't have won the double things. Okay, and here's another thing that's annoying. In this generation, it's a 50% chance to hit yourself while in Confusion. In every generation after this one, it was lowered to 33%. Thank whoever came up with that in the development team. They deserve a raise. This is probably that was probably one of the best things. You probably guess what just what happened because of this. Yeah, I hit myself. I fucking God. I hate Confusion. Pre-Gen 7 Confusion is just so obnoxious to deal with, because once you're confused you have to switch, but I can't switch because nothing wants to take a freaking Dynamic Punch from what I assume is banded Machamp. So, yeah, there goes my thing that can deal with Blastoise, and this is looking very grim. I don't really have much I can deal with Blastoise. I have nothing that can really deal with Klefki. Like, this is not looking good. So I go into Nidoking. I should have I think I just rawed Sludge Wave here. If I predicted this and gone for the Flamethrower, oh my god, I would have been so happy here if I got the Flamethrower, but I couldn't play around the Machamp. But yeah, so here he reveals that he is indeed Psychic. So I'm pretty much convinced that I have lost this game at this point. I have to go into Scizor here and SD, because that's my only hope. And Talonflame takes 50, or 49%. And at +2, I have, if this is not really that, like, even bulky Talonflame dies to has, like, small percent chance to die to this Bullet Punch. If I get this off, I win the game. And he's Flame Body. Oh my god. This is game. I can't win from this position. Obviously it was a roll in my favor. It wasn't a roll in my favor to kill him, but I don't know what bulk he was running, so I have actually no idea about this roll. But if he was like the Smogon set or whatever was on Team Builder or Damage Calc for bulky Talonflame, this was a very small chance for me to kill, but I had to go for it. But then like the Flame Body just seals my fate. I can't win this game from this point onwards, because now he just goes into Blastoise. I can't do anything about that. Here I'm just not even playing because I'm just throwing. I SD again, and I should have just been spamming. I shouldn't have SD'd there again. I should have just gone for the Bug Bite into Bug Bite, just to like whittle this down as much as possible. If I Bug Bited this thing down, I would have won a while ago. Yeah, because now it's like low. I have nothing I can really do. I should have gone into... Actually, yeah, I should have gone to Cloyster here and just exploded. And then gone into Nidoking as the last mon, because I feel like Nidoking could have won this if I had just like played this smart. But like at this point I kind of gave up, because like nothing, like Hacks was definitely in his favor a bit. Like obviously my like the beginning game Rotom pulled me out of a hole, but like most of the hacks that I got, like wasn't as good as his hacks. Cause like getting the burn on my Scizor won him the game. Cause if I didn't get burned there, I won. Cause like Blastoise got 2 KO'd, Klefki dies, Machamp definitely dies at the range that it's at, and Roserade dies on switch in. It's literally just a sack. So yeah. GG's. There's definitely room for where I could have done better, but like, especially in the end game. But then again, like I just got on tilt because things that I wanted to go in my favor just didn't, and I just tilted myself into obscurity. But yeah, you know, like the psychic special defense drop is just freaking annoying. But yeah, I really should have brought in Cloyster against Blastoise, just boom, kill it. Because if he goes like Klefki, he takes like a bunch, and then I have the Flamethrower, and then like Blastoise would die from Rocks plus Flamethrower, and then like I outspeed Machamp, and I resist Bullet Punch and Mach Punch, so I don't really care what it can do to me. And then Klefki dies to Flamethrower, because I outspeed that thing as well, and then Roserade dies on switch in. So I really should have gone Cloyster first here, but I just kind of didn't see it when it was happening. But yeah, GG's to get jGohan. I definitely have room for improvement here. I was definitely very salty after this match, but that's because I just... As much shit as people give, like, the later generations, like Gen 7, Gen 8, be like, oh, it's not fun. No, this generation's not fun. The status in this generation are just beyond broken. The status moves also are just beyond overpowered. And now, like, they nerfed Thunder Wave in Gen 7, which is phenomenal. And they also made it from a 75% speed drop to a 50% speed drop, which is completely fine. That's just fine. I'll take half speed rather than my entire Pokemon is basically just crippled. I'd rather just have crutches than a wheelchair, if that makes sense. And like, it's not even like one of those like, you don't have the strong arms to push a wheelchair in this generation. You have like the crappy wheelchair, which is just annoying. And then the same thing with like Toxic. Also, Old Burn was broken too, because you take 12% per turn rather than 6. I definitely prefer the 6% burn, like, just because instead of negating your leftovers recovery, like, and like doing more damage to you than you heal, it just takes away your leftovers if you're a burned leftovers user, which I think is way better because it also doesn't hurt like physical Pokemon. So like, for example, Guts Machoke. Guts Machoke is, I think, a lot better in this in the later generations, just because you're not taking so much damage per turn from your Flame Orb, and you don't have to run things like Drain Punch. You know, things to keep in mind is just like, I think that the way that, like, going forward from this generation, I feel like they've made more and more intelligent, balanced decisions, because a lot of the things that people complain about in later generations are things that are still like hangovers from past generations that never came to light because they still have to get rid of all the old bullcrap that the old generations had. Like, Electric types being immune to like paralysis. That's freaking fantastic. Like poison types being immune to poison moves. That's also cool. Like, I love that. I think that those are cool, like, additions that they like keep adding every single generation. So it'd be cool to see where this series kind of goes from here. Just because, like, I think they're actually understanding what the hell competitive Pokemon actually is. Even though, like, obviously, like, in Gen 8, Dynamax sucks in singles, but in doubles, it's pretty manageable, actually. Mostly because a lot of things run Protect anyway. A lot of things are... There's a lot of strategies that are already, like, get rid of this Pokemon anyway. Like, eject button, things of that nature, red card, those can get rid of Pokemon. So there's a lot of there's a lot more moves that are good in that generation, in that format, that are good against it. But obviously it wasn't meant for singles, so that's why it's ass here. And yeah, that's pretty much just my mini rant on the future generations. I think that like Gen 8 is probably the most balanced Pokemon has ever been. Obviously some people are gonna be like, oh, you're wrong, but I'm like, it's obviously the least headache inducing because they're getting rid of a lot of the bullshit that you just can't avoid, and you just have to kind of accept they're like making it more like you have a bit more control over what can happen in the game. Because here, like, crits were just happening for no reason. Like, I'm not even running. Like, this is leftovers Rotom. Why are you critting so much? And like things of that nature. Like, crit. I think also crit chance in this generation was still like its old value, which is huge. I kind of regret not drafting Critdra, but yeah. I just don't think that yeah, you know, I don't like the way that this generation handled like statuses, and that's what making it's on and like playing this generation and learning it. I'm more appreciative of things like Gen 7 and Gen 8 just because they're getting rid of the things that make me not want to play this game. But they didn't get rid of certain things like, you know, Jirachi. If Gen 9 gets rid of Jirachi, it's 10 out of 10 the best games in the entire franchise. If they get rid of Psychic Terrain 2, that's 11 out of 10 best franchise, because that's also the worst thing that they've ever added to the game. But yeah. God. Mons is just so hard to balance because singles and doubles are completely different formats, to the point where like one thing that's in that like one format is good, other thing's bad, and then one thing can be broken and the other thing is just complete garbage. It's like, how do you balance this? But yeah, mini rant over. I think the video should be over too. So was it like 12:17 in the morning? Oops. See you guys later. Catch you in week 3.